It is time now for Consumer Confidential with KTLA's David Lazarus.
He joins us live, and oh my gosh, the drama about Elon Musk and Twitter, and I know something's like close to happening, David.
Yeah, for people who follow this sort of thing, this is a very exciting day, guys, because multiple reports out there, the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, Bloomberg, all say that Twitter's board is meeting right now to consider Elon Musk's multi-billion-dollar offer to take over the company and presumably take it private and thus take full control of the company. Now, prior, the board had enacted a poison pill that essentially made it very tough for Musk to acquire Twitter if he was to amass more than 15% of the company's shares. He now owns just over 9% of Twitter stock. So what's changed? Apparently, it was Musk revealing a few days ago that he's secured over $46 billion in financing for the deal from some of the biggest financial firms out there, including Morgan Stanley, Bank of America. That puts new pressure under Twitter's board because now that opens them up to a possible class action lawsuit from shareholders that if they don't accept Elon Musk's offer, which now is clearly a valid offer because the financing is in place, there could be a lawsuit because reportedly Musk's word to the board over the weekend was, you will never be able to get the company's shares to the same valuation that I am offering right now. And if that's the case, and it could be, he initially offered a 54% premium to where the stock was trading when he started this. That's a very valid thing. Shareholders could say, hey, you shortchanged us by not taking that much money. And that's why the Twitter board is now coming back at this. Also, later this week, Twitter reports its next quarterly earnings. There's some talk out there that they could be disappointing, so they would want to seal this deal prior to reporting that, which would affect the share price. So there's a bunch of moving parts right now, but all reports out there say that there could be word as soon as today of a possible takeover. We'll keep watching this throughout the day. I'll have more during the 1 o'clock hour.
It'll be very interesting to see. Thanks for that, Laz. Now, let's talk more about social media, but bad news for former President Trump's social media venture that he did.
Right, and that's the obvious question to ask. If Musk succeeds in taking over Twitter, what happens to Donald Trump's Truth social media platform, which was established as a conservative alternative to Twitter and other social media platforms, basically an alternative for those who felt that they had been censored or left out of the conversation by Facebook or Twitter or other mainstream platforms? Well, Truth Social has been struggling to establish a base. It's now trying to merge with a company called Digital World Acquisition, which is just an empty shell company. But if the merger takes place, Digital World would then try to take Trump's Truth Social public. So that's kind of a moving thing here. But Digital World Acquisition stock is down more than 20% so far this year because it really hasn't gotten much traction out there. And if indeed Musk goes through, as many think he would, in trying to make Twitter more accommodating of a diversity of opinions, including conservative opinions, well, that makes Truth Social, well, redundant, to say the least. So you know that over at Mar-a-Lago, they're watching this very closely to see how this is going to play out. What would Donald Trump do if he was invited back? He was banned from Twitter after January 6th for allegedly fomenting and glorifying violence. Trump says that he probably would never return to Twitter, but probably. That's the key word here.
Okay, so our next story is about Corvettes. Bernie Friel, my dad, is going to be very excited about this news. Tell us.
I love this story because it seems inevitable on the one hand and a turning point on the other. General Motors announcing today that by next year they plan to start producing a hybrid version of the Chevy Corvette, which is one of the most iconic muscle cars out there. And the next step, obviously, is an all-electric version of the Corvette. Now, GM says that's probably in the cards, but they're not giving us any details as to when an all-electric version of the Vette could be offered. But a hybrid version is obviously a stepping stone to getting there. GM has already said they hope to be producing nothing but electric vehicles by 2035, a Corvette, an electric Corvette, clearly would be a key selling point here. It's a high-profile vehicle. Presumably, they would have all the kinks ironed out in terms of range and power and speed. And let's face it, there's a lot of guys, middle-aged guys no doubt, who would want one of these babies and still feel that they're being environmentally friendly. So this is very cool. But make no mistake, Twitter isn't the only thing Elon Musk is thinking about today. He's also thinking about his Tesla company and how an all-electric Corvette would affect that. And it would in a big way. Back to you guys.